If you're looking to take your home or business to the next level, then RM Contractors and Custom Drywall can assist you. RM specializes in new residential turnkey, new commercial turnkey, home and office remodeling. Call them for free estimates. Serving all of South Florida, licensed and insured. Call Ray or Mike, 305-345-3649. You work hard to create the perfect atmosphere. You dream it, we'll build it. RM Contractors and Custom Drywall, 305-345-3649 or Instagram at RMC Fisher Island.
There's just one place where you can drive a new Acura ZDX for only $239 a month. The Customer Appreciation Sale at Acura of Pembroke Pines. Thank you for making us number one.
Hi, this is Jeff Welt from Welton Rayom. Dan and I have been in business together for over 22 years. We're not your typical lawyers. When Dan's not working in the office, he's flying his stunt plane. When I'm not in the office, I'm either getting tattooed, bowling, riding a motorcycle, or going to concerts. We might not be your typical attorneys, but we are aggressive attorneys, and we'll do whatever it takes to get you what you deserve. Consultations are always free. Call us anytime, 24/7.
Welton Rayom can help.
It is Tuesday, 7p, the place to be. It is the Squared Circle Digest. I am Sean Stanley. That is the great Frankie Fresco there. How we doing, sir?
Good, man. I'm feeling a little bit better. Still, I have my voice for the most part, and my coughing has kind of calmed down a little bit, so it's good.
I'm telling you, it feels like you have that same thing, but I didn't get like. I was sitting there with like the cough forever. It felt like the cough and everything. Like that was what stuck the longest for me.
Yeah, I think I had a good weekend. Bounce, I acknowledge you, or you.
Yes.
Maybe you acknowledge us. I don't know.
We acknowledge him. Well, no.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I had a good weekend. I was chilling with Bounce. Bounce. Just to give a quick shout out to everybody who showed up at the Miami Twitch event that we had. Bounce hosted it and did a phenomenal job, and I was there showing him some love. And of course, Official Memo was out there as well. So all of us, a good crowd, a good amount of us. We try to do it we're going to try to see if maybe we could do it every year, and then definitely show Bounce a little bit of love, and maybe I'll start promoting it a little bit more here on the Squared Circle Digest. If you guys want to meet up, because we all meet up. It's all DJs, but we could also kind of maybe spin it. Maybe we could put some wrestling into it next year. I don't know if Bounce allows me to do that, but it'll be pretty cool.
Yeah, Bounce, up to you, buddy.
We could do
it out in the world.
We could do like
out, and then he's like, "Well, we'll see what Bounce is."
I mean, if Bounce wants to do like a wrestling, I mean, we could just let me know, Bounce. I'll start bringing some wrestling fans out there too.
Will you finally start playing the Jey Uso stuff? You know,
no? Exactly. Like I know Bounce. They streamed the Sunday night because they do streaming. They're like, I know one of the guys out there, this guy named Kova was like, Frank, get on, and I was like, I didn't bring my laptop, so if next year I'll make sure to bring my laptop, and then I'll start playing some wrestling songs. They'll probably kick me out. They'll be like, what the hell's Frankie doing? Get him out of here, bro.
They hit you with a chair and take you out.
Hell yeah, bro. That's what I gotta do. There you go. That would be awesome. You know, that would be badass. Imagine I'm streaming or like on there, and then all of a sudden Bounce or Memo from the back hits me with a chair and knocks me out. That would get views. I'm telling you. I'll definitely get some views.
It would. It would definitely. All right. You want to get started on this wrestling talk? And by the way, Memo, how you doing? Papa, how you doing, sir?
No doubt,
No
baby.
Doubt is in as well. So we appreciate everybody.
Kyle Larson, no doubt. Kyle Larson.
Oh, Jesus, you and this freaking Kyle Larson. Why?
That's my favorite driver.
Where is it? Since when?
The last couple of weeks, I've been watching it. Last couple of weeks.
Got you in NASCAR?
You got me into NASCAR. You did. I like Talladega. So I was watching it. I watched a little bit of it. That's why when I saw you guys go live, I was like, oh, I'm gonna jump on board because I was like, oh, that's cool that they were talking about it. And I was like, I actually saw like the last couple of laps. I was like, all right, cool.
It's probably one of the worst Talladega races in a while. And by that I mean just no big rate, no big wrecks, no big.
The thing
like,
is that
everybody kept it calm, which they haven't been doing on Raw, by the way. They haven't been keeping it calm, but
you're a Toyota guy. That's why. You're a Toyota guy.
What the hell does that mean?
Toyota did bad, so that's why you're saying it was one of the worst Talladegas. That's all.
No, there just was no like.
I'm not no doubt. I don't know.
Nobody did the Paul Heyman and snaked somebody and side them out. Like, come on, man, make some moves. Act like these races are important to you. Act like the title's important, right? That's what we want. We want the titles to be important.
True.
Yeah. But what's interesting is on Raw, we'll go into it right now. I feel like the heavyweight title's taking the back seat.
Let me ask you something. You saw Raw last night.
I did.
Did you find it? I saw Raw this morning, which I'm not gonna lie to you guys. Let me ask. You saw it live, right?
I did because I was up doing something else. Yeah, but I usually try to watch it.
Was there commercials during the live portion of it?
They do like a different, like they'll do a commercial and then they'll do like no commercials and they'll show you the stuff and then they do commercials again. Like it's odd. I don't know how.
Okay, well I don't know what they did this.
I did have commercials, but not every time.
Okay, I don't know what
that makes sense.
I don't know what they did this week. But today, when I saw it this morning, they had no commercials.
Oh no! In the morning, when you watch it after, there's no commercials.
Well, the last couple of times they have had commercials. Today, sure? yeah, because
I've watched it the next morning. It has never had the commercials in it.
This morning when I saw it, I was like, "Oh crap!" There was like absolutely no commercials. It was just go straight. It was just skip into the next scene of the wrestling. I was like, "Oh, this is great. I like it when this happens."
Well, Cat for Life's in. How we doing, sir?
What's going on? But my bad. I kind of diverted.
Oh, you're good.
Did you find Monday Night Raw entertaining?
It was okay. It was okay. I mean, they're advancing some storylines. I mean, it filled my what I want from wrestling. But again, I feel like a lot of people think the Raw on Netflix was going to be PLE-ish because of what happened the first show. And you can't have that. You can't. So.
Right. I'm being honest with you right now. I'm not all in with the Seth being like the next guy. I'm just letting you know.
I'm waiting to see how it plays out
with this whole Braun Breaker stuff and all that
Braun Breaker thing. I don't understand. This is the part I don't understand, and we'll jump around here for a little bit on this. You have Seth Rollins. You have Braun Breaker. They laid out CM Punk and Roman Reigns last week. No CM Punk, no Roman Reigns. Now all of a sudden, Sami Zayn's in.
Yeah.
So I'm not understanding where all this is because there's only two. There's only Braun Breaker and Seth Rollins. Ain't like Paul Heyman's putting on the tights to do a triple threat. But the thing I'm guessing is Sami is on the both sides, so he could team with Roman, or he could team with CM Punk. So maybe Sami's that little guy that's going to be in there to get beat each time when it's a tag team match, so you don't get anybody pinned. That's kind of how I feel. And they set it up to where it's like, he's got to make a decision and the things like that. And I mean, honestly, I can tell you right now, I was hoping that, they would do something where Sami turned on somebody else and joined them. That was what I was hoping. But once they made it Braun Breaker against Sami Zayn, I was like, all right, Sami's saying no. Sami's pulling the Cody Rhodes and telling him no.
See, but that's what I'm telling you.
It's revolutionary.
The thing about this is that it was like all of a sudden you got random ass Sami Zayn coming out there and talking to Seth, kind of calling him out. When you get Seth coming out as well, you don't get Paul Heyman saying anything nowadays. He just stands in the back and he's just chilling. And then Braun Breaker is mean mugging everybody. I mean, I kind of did like the fact that Sammy called him out and said, "Hey, this is like, I don't know, Bloodline 2.0. You know, you got Paul Heyman on your left, and then you have your kind of like your Jacob Fatu, your enforcer, your guy protecting you on your right. It's the same concept. It's
Yeah,
kind
well,
of
I
like
thought Paul Heyman said it best when he was like, you know, he's the wise man, and Braun Breaker right now is the dog guarding the house. Seth Rollins being the house. You know, I mean,
but
that's
how is Braun Breaker? How did Braun Breaker get to the point where he's now buddy with Seth freaking Rollins?
Is it buddy with Seth Rollins, or is it he's just a Paul Heyman guy? I mean, I know Seth has hugged him, but I haven't seen Braun Breaker give him a hug.
I mean, when you allow somebody to hug you, I guess you're kind of like buddy, no?
But it's from the back though. He was like on him, like, you know, like came
Like
over
if you're
"Hey,
like
what's up, buddy?" Like,
if you're this is the
there's
second
no
time
acknowledgement that way.
he has hugged them. He hugged them last week. He hugged them this week.
But
And
he
then on
wasn't
top-
in a tuxedo this week, which is
and
different than Braun Breaker.
and then on top of that, Seth was giving him orders and he was obeying them.
Yeah, he even did the throat.
Yeah, so
He did the throat slash, which is becoming the new thing in WWE. Everybody gives a throat slash and you get taken out. That's it.
I don't know. I hope they go. I hope it gets better. That's all. I'm just a little bit.
It don't have to get better, but they have to lay down a foundation too. Like they can't just, you know, like I see in there. Where was it? Cat for Life says Fatu or Bronson Reed joined the Wise Guys. You know, I would say I could see Bronson Reed doing it, but remember, Bronson Reed's the one that took Seth Rollins out.
Yeah, so
and then he got hurt leading into the you know, at the Hell in a Cell, not Hell in a Cell, War Games.
Damn, I know you mentioned her earlier, but Cat for Life, you're right. I have not seen you on the chat board.
Yeah,
wow, man.
No, it was good to see you.
And no doubt, I'm not gonna lie to you. You're absolutely right. I really did enjoy the glasses of freaking Rollins, and then the $13,000 wardrobe,
whatever that's called that he wore. Yeah,
13.
Hey, he definitely was not getting in any altercations last night.
Not with that, bro. That's crazy. That's a lot of money for whatever he was wearing. It wasn't. What was it like? What was it like?
Oh, I can't remember. I think somebody sent it to us.
Was it? What you call it? Versace? Was that what it was? Was it Versace vibes? Is that what it was? It looked like it was a little bit of Versace. Memo says, "What's up with the guy always pops up on AJ and Sammy? What are you talking about?
It's Karrion Kross, man.
Oh, Karrion Kross?
Yeah, I love me some Karrion Kross, bro. I love me some Karrion Kross.
They just stick him there every once in a blue moon. I actually like the fact that Logan Paul was out there, man, and he decked the crap out of
so
you know that's the next feud at Backlash. You got
that's gonna be the match at Backlash. I'm not happy about it.
We got some matches now, right? We got they put Becky Lynch, the man, against Lyra Valkyria. You called it. We were having this discussion last week, and you said, "I can't believe is Pat McAfee gonna fight Gunther?" And now look, they did it. It's so random. It's like, yo, they got Gunther versus Pat McAfee, and the people were feeling. I love the fact that Pat McAfee was cursing like crazy out there. They were blocking his cursing, but it was pretty cool that he was cursing left and right.
Yeah, no, and that's the thing about Pat McAfee. He shoots from the hip. At least in the wrestling area of it all. It's just they don't tell him what to say. He just goes and is himself. And I think it adds. I know a lot of guys. There's one in the media here that can't stand Pat McAfee, but damn. I like it. And to be honest with you, I think they're trying to find something for Pat McAfee because the Corey Graves thing fell through. And congratulations to Corey Graves and Carmella, as they are now expecting their second child.
Oh, nice, good for them.
And I think that was part of. I believe what was going to happen was you're going to end up getting Corey Graves and Carmella versus Pat McAfee and somebody else.
They brought Carmella back?
They dropped. No, well, I think they were, but she got pregnant, obviously. Oh. And today they announced it, and you usually don't announce it until you're so far along. So this has been, because remember, Corey Graves was going hard on Twitter about not getting the Raw job at the beginning of January and that he might quit. And then he ended up on NXT and he was still not happy. And then it just kind of stopped. And doing the math, I believe is it 6 weeks, 8 weeks, 16 weeks, whatever it is. But if it was from that time, January, February, you're looking at about 2 months maybe. So
well, now that you mentioned
12 weeks.
Now that you mention it, I don't know if we were going to talk about it, but what's up with? And we're going all around, right? We'll come back.
No. This is a
like open.
When I texted you, I left on the kitchen table, so I have no idea. I remember I said Seth at the beginning, and I know there was AEW in the middle, but I can't remember what I said in between that. So we're just spitballing here. The chat, you're leading us as well, so we're gonna have fun. This is the Spitball Squared Circle Digest.
This is the crazy thing, and I think this is why they're doing it. You're noticing a lot of these NXT girls all of a sudden at Monday Night Raw, right? And I think that the reason that they're doing this is because this is going to lead up to SummerSlam. I really honestly feel that some of these girls are going to be performing at SummerSlam. Like
that or when Worlds Collide, which is a AAA, WWE, NXT, and I believe by the time everything rolls out,
but I didn't see
they'll add TNA to that as well.
I didn't see WWE on that.
There's a little logo. It's the logo. It's the WWE logo. I mean, it says it's got the AAA logo, the NXT logo, and the WWE logo.
Really?
Yeah. But again, that's not saying that WWE is, because WWE is the parent company of both. But I found it, again, because there's no way you're keeping Penta and Rey Fenix off of that card.
Because is it Mexico? Is it in Mexico?
I don't know if they said where exactly it's going to be.
I thought it was in California.
I think it's in California, but again, it's a small drive up from Mexico, so the AAA people will, they'll follow up there. Especially Rey Mysterio got his surgery, so more than likely he probably, I think it's June 7th or July 6th or something.
June 7th is Worlds Collide.
June 7th?
It is at the Kion Forum in Inglewood, California, in collaboration with the Mexican promotion Lucha Libre, AAA Worldwide.
Yeah. So there's no way he'll be there, but I got to believe they're going to put the Dragon Lees, and El Americano, El Grande Americano.
Claro. You got to bring him.
You got to.
Even though he didn't have any, he didn't show up last night.
No, but his number one fan was there, Chad Gable, wearing his shirt.
He was wearing his shirt. And it wasn't cool that Penta took a shot at Chad Gable and did that.
Yeah.
That wasn't cool.
Chad Gable did. The Lucha Brothers came out last night, so you can tell it's in the works.
That is pretty cool. But I really do feel,
and that's what No Doubt I just mentioned too in the chat.
Yeah, I think they are teaming up soon. Yeah, but this is the thing. Do you feel like they should team them up? I mean, I think Penta's doing a hell of a job by himself. Maybe Rey Fenix needs the help, but I don't think
right now. I think again, it's different booking styles, because to me, Penta's always been. I'm not going to say the better one, but he's the one that always drew the eye. When they came out of the tag team, you first looked at Penta, and then there was Rey Fenix. You know what I'm saying? Like, he was always, to me, the faux leader of the group when you looked at Lucha Brothers. Yeah. I just think he's got something more to him. I know Penta comes out and he's fired up. I'm sorry, Rey Fenix comes out and he's fired up, but Penta's got that little smooth operator, and I know there's a meme going around now where he's actually strutting to the ring and they put the smooth operator song to it, and it works perfectly, man. And it's like, oh man, it's fantastic.
That is funny that Cat for Live, that R-Truth said that, bro. I was cracking up when he mentioned that. That was hilarious.
And how about them coming face to face, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, I liked it. I like seeing him look lost. Arthur's like, you were my hero when I was growing up.
They need to put R-Truth more often in there just to be funny.
That's what he needs to do, man. And yeah, of course, throw him out there every once in a while because he can still go in the ring. But that to me is where WWE kind of gets it more than, is like, you can still make people work without having them actually have to be in the ring.
Now, going back to the NXT women.
Yes.
I mean, great showing by Stephanie Valkyra. I mean, you could tell that girl, and man, I always knew that she was talented. Like I told you, ever since she had that Forbidden Door match with Sasha
Well, she
Banks.
was talented before that. She just got a chance to throw it up on the
Of course,
main stage. Yeah.
but that was the first time like
Yeah.
anybody in the States kind of saw her because you would only see her in New Japan and in the AAA.
Triple A.
If you were watching her back in the day. But when she was fighting against Sasha Banks or as the CEO, that's when she first got her. Like everybody was like, "Damn, this girl can hang." And then she did a really good job yesterday too, and people are into her. People
Yes,
are
they love
liking
her.
her a lot. They love her. So
And Booker T's helping her now because of not helping her because she's over already, but just getting the devil's kiss over now.
yeah,
Whenever that thing goes now, it's like it's built up and it's building up like they're waiting for it. And then they chanted one more time and she gave it to him yesterday. You know what I'm saying? Like it's becoming a thing. And that's usually once you start getting over with the WWE fans is when they know your move sets and it's like, okay, they know guy drops over the ropes, 619's coming. You know what I'm saying? Like
yeah.
there's always the things that's like, and it's just it's happening with that now. It's organically happening now. They want to see it.
You want to know what's crazy too, man? Is that I'm noticing that these women are like stepping their game up. Like I know we're talking Monday night, but on Friday night, man, I was so impressed with Jay Cargo and
Yes.
how she's come along, bro. Like
Come along great, man.
she is doing like that fight against her and Tiffany Stratton was amazing. It was a really, really good match, and she is making her way up. And I do like. Are you finally? Can you finally say that she is like up to that level where they feel like she can hang by herself and that she could actually,
The fact that she got that match, they've seen it and they're taking the cuffs off of her. Either they're at the point where they're like sink or swim, or they see what they've been waiting to see. And again, I'm not saying that she didn't. She's always had the star appeal because of her look. It's just every once in a while in the ring she would get a little bit because she hasn't been wrestling that long, man. Everybody forgets that. I mean, yeah, she's got the 2 years here, but she's kind of learning on the job, with AEW and everything else like that. And it's tough, man, because you're making your mistakes in front of the audience. And instead of being like, oh, well, they're everybody's like, oh gosh, she's terrible. No, she's just she's making mistakes that somebody 3-4 years in the business will make. And I think that hurt her a little bit too, though, in the eyes of WWE saying, okay, let's step her up to the main, that top rung. That's why she was with Bianca for a while and everything else. And maybe that's what WWE saw was like, okay, now we can break her off. Let's do this now so that we can break up the tag team and not have to have Bianca, which I still think is going to happen down the line, but they didn't have to have Bianca turn heel per se. And now Jade is separated from Bianca. And now you're seeing what you're talking about on Friday night. She's showing she can go. She's showing
there was some people on Twitter or X that they were saying that Jade Cargo looked better than Tiffany Stratton in that match.
Yeah, Tiffany's. I think she's in her own head right now, man.
You think so?
I think the Charlotte Flair thing messed her up a little bit, man. And I know she's been on interviews and saying things like that, but like, I don't know that she has that same trust in her opponent anymore that she had before after what happened with her and Charlotte.
No way, that sucked.
You could kind of see it at times. Like there's a couple little things where she fought more than she probably needed to with Jade.
Yeah.
And again, hopefully it gets through that because apparently she said they spoke right after the match and Charlotte gave her flowers and they've moved on. But that's tough to move on from when you know that every time, because again, if something goes wrong in that ring, the producers and everybody's not going to Jade. They're going to Tiffany, who is the champion, and saying, why the hell didn't you do it better?
Let me ask you something. Now that you bring that up, since you wrestled, I wonder if did you ever experience a situation where you had a wrestler that you didn't trust, but you still obviously is business. You still have to get in a ring with him, and then that led to maybe some insecurity when it comes to your future matches where you're like, damn. it kind of like what's happening with Tiffany, or have you ever, not necessarily you, if you know anybody who has experienced that, where all of a sudden, damn, like I lost that trust, like it feels like she's kind of nervous and kind of like worried that they're gonna screw her over or she could get herself hurt, where it's affecting her performance. Did that ever happen to you or anybody that you might have known
No,
that has happened?
no, not really. Luckily, I was fortunate enough to, everybody kind of worked together. There was one of my tag team partners when I first, not the first partners, but he went to Orlando to do a show, and he had the feeling that this guy was going to try something. So the match, you go in the match kind of guarded, and then when they do try it, then everything gets out of hand from there, because then it turns into, and again, you're talking about apples and oranges in the way of independence.
Mm-hmm.
And then WWE. Okay, because again, once you get to WWE, to me, it should be like you should be one of the utmost professionals. Now, are things going to happen and things like that? Yes, but that whole situation there, like, again, I don't know if they worked themselves into a shoot, or if once it happened, they just said, all right, we've got attention, let's keep it going. And then it just kept getting a little bit more and more away from them. Because, again, the last 2 weeks, I thought leading in were the best 2 weeks leading in for them. And I thought the match went well. But again, now you get back out with others and you're like, okay, are they going to try to do this? And then, you hold back a little bit, like, okay, let me see what's going to happen here. And unfortunately, in wrestling, it's a lot of, bang bangs. You got to be there. It's a reaction to hip toss, the arm drag. You're got to be just going. You can't be thinking a lot. When you start thinking, that's when everything slows down, and that's when you can tell, okay, here we go. She's probably thinking about it right here.
Yeah, it's kind of, you can kind of see it.
Let me see here. The feud with Lyra and Becky. This is to raise up Lyra or reestablish Becky. I think it is to raise up Lyra. I think it's going to do both. I think Becky's going to end up winning the match, but it will rise Lyra for facing Becky and having a good match. I think that's the way. I just can't see them bringing, unless, again, we heard her say, Bayley, I attacked Bayley. I did this. Now they could have a great match, and then in the end, Bayley comes out, and or Becky somehow, starts taking advantage of Lyra. Maybe she took her out or whatever and beating her up, and then Bayley comes out for the save, and Becky gets disqualified or something. But I don't see any way that Lyra leaves there with a clean win over Becky. And I'm not saying that, and I think that would be the right move too, with Becky here, because I honestly think the game plan is to make her the first Heyman girl, which isn't really accurate, but we'll go along with the WWE way.
I mean, I thought that she did a good job out there. It was a little bit sloppy. I'm not gonna lie, a little bit sloppy here and there. I don't know how in the world Liva Valkyria can like walk and move around with those big shoes that she likes to wear. I don't know why.
Yes, yeah.
Things are huge. It gives her at least a good 2 or 3 more, inches of tallness. So it's crazy.
AEW.
Oh, we'll get to AEW.
Cat for Life, I got you. They've actually, I think, wrestled there before. CCW and ICW have wrestled at the Village in North Miami before, I believe. Or something similar to that. There was food trucks all around, and then they had a ring in the middle, and yeah. But yeah,
interesting.
Something.
So yeah, so I think it makes sense for Becky to win. Lyra has had the Intercontinental belt for a while, and obviously this girl, Chelsea Green, just lost her belt to Zelina Vega.
Yeah.
So
Zelina happy her husband signed, huh?
Yeah.
The perks of having your husband sign.
Yeah. Well, now let's talk a little bit about that. What did you think about, obviously, Rusev? Right, Rusev. I guess you want to call him. He was the Redeemer, and it looks like he's going back to that type of vibe over there.
Yeah, well, he got out of the abyss. He said so.
Yeah, he was preaching a whole bunch of crap. I feel, man, I'm not gonna lie to you. It's a little bit. I mean, he has a fight next week, right? I think who's he fighting next week? I'm having a brain fart. He's fighting. Man, who's he fighting? Damn it. But I know he's fighting next week because they had promoted it, and I know Penta's fighting against JD McDonough because he cost JD
Yeah.
McDonough and
Well, and JD
battle.
cost him against Dom too.
Correct. So he was getting him back a little bit. So that was pretty cool that they did that. And then you still see the whole situation with the Judgment Day with Dom Mysterio and JD McDonough. Like Finn Balor was like, "Yo, you didn't tell me that you were coming back, bro."
Yeah.
And now all of a sudden we got some unfortunate news that Liv Morgan is gonna be out doing a movie, so we're not gonna be able to see.
Yeah,
her
which
fight out.
apparently this movie is like this could propel her to being like the it person in Hollywood.
Really?
That's what, again, I'm going off reports that if everything goes well, this movie could propel her into those echelons.
Well, the thing too is I've heard reports that a lot of famous people are going into her DMs and they're trying to talk to her. So
Well, if you watch her character on TV, she's been through it all. Think about when she was a baby face, the way her, she did all the stuff. Then she went through that little even though Alexa Bliss was doing it, the Harley Quinn type thing where she's a little evil. And then now you've got the Dom where she's just the villain. She's been through all of this in her WWE career.
yeah,
I mean, she's been through every echelon since she's got in with the Riot Squad back in the day.
yeah, she's been.
Remember, she came in as a second fiddle. Think about that. She was the second fiddle to Ruby Riott. It was Ruby Riott, Liv Morgan, and then Sarah Logan. Those were the three that came in. Ruby was expected to be the bigger, star out of the three, and look what Liv's done.
Yeah, she's done a phenomenal job.
Put her head down and done the work, man.
And
She did
you,
it for a while.
there was a little bit there was I think it was like 2 weeks ago, maybe 2 weeks ago, where there was a little bit of a back and forth on Twitter between Liv Morgan and not Shayna Baszler, but Shayna Baszler's partner.
Zoe Starks.
Zoe Starks, yeah, because Zoe Stark was complaining, saying that I didn't know all of a sudden the WWE world is all about showing your ass and stuff like that, because she was criticizing Liv because
red outfit she wore. Yep.
yeah, and then Liv Morgan was shooting back saying, "Yo, I've been putting in the work, and it's not my fault that I look good doing it."
If you got it, show it, man. I mean, what are we talking about here?
Hey, man, and look, it's
and that's been wrestling. I mean, yes, they've gotten. It's not the way it was, in the Divas era where they're coming out in bra and panty matches, but they still understand that the sex is going to sell. You know what I'm saying? I mean, they come out looking better than the outfits and things like that, but I think a lot of them understand what the look that a lot of people are looking for.
I'm not knocking it, man. And like you said, if it was only her showing the looks and not putting in the work, that girl's put in the work, man.
Yes.
That girl deserves.
And to be honest, a lot of the women on both rosters, AEW and WWE, are busting their asses, man. This is a whole different generation of women wrestling than back in the day, where if you look good, we'll teach you to do a Death Valley driver and to jump off the top rope, and we'll make you a champion.
Yeah.
Oh, man, that's you got to go in and you got to be able to go 20, 25 minutes and know what you're doing. And I like that. Kudos to that, man.
Yeah, man. Not only that, but the women's division has come a long way. Remember back in the old school days, the Attitude Era, it's just about bras and panties and stuff like that. It's not that anymore.
The mud matches, the wrestling in the mud, or wherever the hell it was, pudding, whatever they wanted to do to be. Hell, remember the one thing with Sable, where they're peeling off the clothes like she was on Major League and stuff.
Not only that, but they also fed it because Jerry King Lawler would always sell it and be like, the kitties and whatever the crap he used to say.
That's who he was with, so he had to sell that one.
But again, you don't see that anymore because the women's division has grown. And look at NXT, man.
Because
NXT is
because,
to the
again,
roof.
the thing goes to where I can't remember who it was that said they wanted it. Well, I remember it was Michelle McCool because they played it again where they told her and I forgot who she was fighting. They had to go back out and retape their match because their punches looked better than the guys. So they wanted to go out there, redo the whole match, but don't do punches. And Chris Jericho was in the back and was like, well, why don't we tell those guys to learn how to throw better punches?
Yeah.
Why don't we record their match? But that's how it was seen.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? And that's what a lot of, again, the women that are being recognized now went through that. And now it's taken that evolution into now there's some women that honestly could probably go better than some of the men in the ring.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it's one of those things where you've seen the evolution of the women's wrestling. I mean, I remember, when we were it was like, you had one women's match on a card because it was like a special attraction type thing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And now it's they're talking about doing another Evolution pay-per-view. Where the pay-per-view is nothing but women's matches. I mean,
look, I remember I told you I was a little bit afraid of Roxanne Perez. I thought she was a little bit too small, and I wasn't enjoying her as much when it came to being in the main roster. But look, she did a pretty solid job against the Rhea Ripley last night.
She can hold her own, and that's the thing too, where I think that goes back to the old school method of you've got to be 6'6", 330 to win a title. Back to the VKM days where you got a silhouette of Batista. Do you fit in that silhouette? Okay, you might be a champion one day. Let's see which one you fit in, because then we can tell you how your career is kind of going to go. Now that's gone, man. And I saw it when the NXT Gold, NXT Gold brand, when they started with Adam Cole and those guys. Yeah, you still got your Keith Lees, you still got your monster guys, but it's not, again, the athleticism mixed in with it is what makes the art of wrestling what it is.
Well, I look what they're doing with Seth Rollins, making him the main guy now. And he's not a big guy out there. So he needs to sell it to us, because going back to what this whole conversation started, for me, Seth Rollins, I don't know, man. I'm still kind of shaky with this. I know it just started, so I'm going to give it some time. But I'm still not sold in this whole Paul Heyman, Seth Rollins, Braun Breaker. Now, it will be cool if they bring Becky Lynch onto the group. I think that would be pretty cool. But then you could maybe you could also feud and put, I don't know, maybe the Judgment Day against them or something. I don't know. And let me ask you this too: why were the Fireflies out there when Sami Zayn was fighting against Braun Breaker? Did you notice that?
What was it?
The Fireflies, they had the crowd was putting the lights left and right on their cell phones while they were out there. Was that something that the fans were just doing because they want to see the White Six?
Maybe, or something, I don't know. Or maybe they put a group of fans in there to do it and then just testing out. Because again, I don't know if you watched the part where I just saw it today again when who is it walking to the ring? He's walking by a display.
Oh, I didn't notice
it's got the card on. It's Logan Paul. When he's walking by the display, the display, like the letters on the bottom start kind of messing up, and then they come back into as he walks by.
Oh, really? I didn't notice that.
Yeah, and again, I don't know if that was part of the digital design of the actual display. I don't know. But some people are reading into it as, because there's a lot of talk now that Alexa Bliss is ready to go. Bo Dallas is ready to go. The Wyatt Six are going to be coming back, but Alexa Bliss will be the leader, not Bo Dallas.
Wow. Why Alexa Bliss?
Remember.
I know.
This is where I think this is how it's going to branch off, though. Because Bo Dallas, Uncle Howdy, was with Bray, right?
Mm-hmm.
Alexa had already turned on Bray.
Mm-hmm.
So I think this is going to figure more into that part of the storyline.
Or maybe
rejuvenate it.
Or maybe it's a way for them that if Bo Dallas gets hurt, they could still use them
Yeah, and
with
they don't have to do
Alexa
what they did
Bliss.
this time.
Yeah, because look at the Judgment Day. If
Yeah.
Finn Balor's not there, you still got Dom or you got Liv. So
Mhm.
if they could do that with the Wyatt Six, where you have at least Alexa Bliss or Bo Dallas there, then you're not gonna just disappear. Because
Yeah.
I told you this. It got me upset when I saw the Wyatt Six disappear because of this whole Bo Dallas injury. And I
Yeah,
kept
but
telling you,
also I
he
think
didn't
the
have to
timing of
wrestle.
that happened, but also they got rid of they fired their opponents. Like I don't know what you had not built up anything else for anybody else, and then you cut the tag teams that they're feuding with. Like it's like, okay, so now what? Because even if he's out, you could still have, each week they target one of the Wyatt Six. If you want to write them off TV, you take out the one, then you take out another one, then you take out. Now they're all off TV. It was just like boom, fired, gone.
Yeah, you're right about that. And it's hard to put them again in a feud because, like you said, they fired them all. The only one that stick around was Karrion Kross.
And you
So
have
then,
to work up a new angle. Like you have to do again, this is where like Triple H said before, like the problem I think that they were having was, the genius that is Bray Wyatt had all these ideas which work on paper, but trying to implement them to make it work on a live TV show. Because remember, some of the best stuff that Bray did was during the COVID era when there wasn't live audiences.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? So they were able to do things. And again, this is the part where now they've got to try to figure out how to make this work. And that's the problem with doing the paranormal, super, whatever it's called, like trying to do those types of gimmicks. And again, remember, everybody's like, oh, well, the Undertaker worked. What did the Undertaker do? He sat, after he got his ass whipped, he'd sit up in the ring. Or he'd re-debut with the lightning strike and the coffin catches on fire and he comes out. The one time they did a thing where they burned up the thing and it was I forgot the neon Undertaker rising up out of the building long time ago.
I remember that.
You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, that stuff, but that doesn't work nowadays, man. That stuff's going to look at as hokey. You know what I'm saying? And that's where this is like a very complex situation where you're trying to make it work because they're not the group that's just, they're not the Judgment Day where they're just going to be able to show up and necessarily attack people. You know what I'm saying? I mean, like you could do that, but that gets boring after a while if they do it every week. At least to me.
But you say that they can't do like what back in the day with the Undertaker and stuff like that, but they kind of did it. They did like the new version of it when they first got introduced. I think it's possible to sell them and still be like give us that image of like, hey, these guys are paranormal type of activity. They just need to be able to implement it a lot better and associate it with a storyline. What they did to them by getting rid of Karrion Kross's old group and just getting rid of all that whole thing, it killed them. And I felt like, man, why Bo Dallas gets hurt, it all of a sudden kills the whole group. Why? Bo Dallas does not
should have
need.
had Cross. Nikki Cross should have been the faux leader of the group after that. The problem was, again, they didn't have people for them to feud with. And then now when you look at it, where would they have fit in?
That's where it right now I'm curious where they're going to go. Because who are they going to go after?
After WrestleMania, you can do it a lot easier than trying to figure them in to rush them to be at WrestleMania.
I don't think they would have been able to put them into WrestleMania because they just didn't have a good. They had no storyline for them.
But if you brought them back before WrestleMania, they would have had to make an appearance at WrestleMania.
They could have done maybe an appearance that Monday night after WrestleMania. That necessarily doesn't need to be there, or that SmackDown or something before WrestleMania. They could have done that.
For you, it don't have to be there. But there's other fans out there that think that once somebody they need to be on every show.
It is what it is, but I am curious to see who they start feuding with or how they bring them back because you're right, they did kind of kill their vibe completely after hyping it so much
Yeah.
and then making it like something
I don't
wow.
know where they fit, which card they fit on. That's going to be the question. Because look, SmackDown, say what you want to say, but they got a pretty damn good little trio quad of tag teams going after the belts. You know what I'm saying? If that's where they want to try to figure them in, and then when you go to Raw now, you're starting to build up a little bit of a pretty good little tag team. So it's going to be interesting to see how they and where they fit in.
Now, No Doubt says they need to go after Gunther, but don't you think that would be kind of like a downgrade for Gunther if he was to
Dude,
start having a
he's
feud?
wrestling Pat McAfee at the next pay-per-view.
That's a good point. That's a good point. It would. The
only thing is, I don't know what they're doing with Kaiser. Kaiser,
where is he?
He cut a promo last night on Netflix on one of those spots you didn't see, and said that Adam Pearce doesn't know talent, and now he's talking about going to SmackDown, but Gunther is on Raw, so now you're separating the two.
Well, technically they weren't together as
but
they
they could still be there to watch each other's back.
He has to go to SmackDown that way.
Because Tiffany, you gotta be near Tiffany. That's right.
That's the main reason why, man. That's the reason. But at the end of the day, I mean, look, man, I thought that Monday night was a little bit lackluster. I wasn't too impressed. It
was a good one. Was it anything that knocks your socks off? No, because the thing was
SmackDown knocked your socks off.
Yeah, but it was just trying to get over the whole Seth being. That's why there's no Roman, no CM Punk to interrupt. It was so that group could stand tall and show its dominance before now you start throwing CM Punk and Roman in, and now they're running like, they're just running for their lives.
Yeah, but there was one point in time when I would say, hey, Raw is like kicking ass and SmackDown is kind of falling behind. And then the last couple of SmackDowns, with the whole Randy Orton, John Cena thing, like that is elevated SmackDown.
Been on Raw.
Huh?
Oh no, Cena's SmackDown now. That's right. You're right. My fault.
Yeah, Cena.
I forgot. Cena has Cody's belt. I keep thinking because when they had him on both brands. Yes, you're right. Yeah,
and Cena and that Randy Orton segment on SmackDown on Friday was amazing. It was really good. It led SmackDown, and it was like everybody was into it. I love the fact that Randy mentioned that the tables have turned. Now he's the baby and Cena's the heel. Who would ever thought of that? He told him, "Yo, you need to have kids in order for you to get over this type of."
And I loved Cena's response.
I knew it was gonna go that way
because I've taken care of your kids for 25 plus years. I was like,
and then he was beefing with the little.
Keep it going, bro.
He was beefing with the little kid on the thing because the little kid gave him the bird and everything.
Great, a 5-year-old just gave me the bird. Great parenting.
Yeah, man, it was good.
Great, dude. I'm loving this John Cena. I am from the promo wise. It's just like, all right.
Yeah, when it comes to the promos and the segments, Cena kills it. Now, are we gonna get that when it comes to the matches? That's the
you're getting the 5 moves of doom. It's not like Cena's gonna be able to freaking start pulling off hurricanranas.
No, but you know how he is right now.
But this may be also the only reason they never turn him heel. He doesn't have a heel move set.
He
when
he was Thugonomics, bro. Thugonomics, bring him back.
It was still the same stuff. He did the brush the shoulder, dropped the thing, did the thing, the STFU.
Yeah, he can't do all that.
He's got no freaking like.
You know what he should do? When he does the "you can't see me" move, what he should do is he should go there, and when he should lift his hand like that, and when he's about to do it, he looks at the crowd and just takes his hand and just does like a leg drop or something.
I think you should go like this one time, and then the second time just be like, bam.
Nah, too much. That's too much. I don't think USA or Netflix is gonna like that stuff.
Bring it, Stone Cold. Bring it, buddy.
You know what he should do more often? Like all his moves. That's a great idea. All his moves.
All his moves would take 25 seconds.
I know. He should start slacking off on him and do like crappy moves. Like when he's gonna do it, like tease it to the fans and then say, "Screw this, I'm not doing this crap," because he
Do a
doesn't
Samoan drop.
like
Start making fun of people.
like because he doesn't want to cater to the fans, so he wants to make the matches boring, so he could do all that. At least that will get a reaction from the crowd. Because if he gives us the same match that he gave us with Cody at Backlash with Randy, oh my god, I'm gonna dread it, bro. It's not gonna be fun. That's all I got.
You're gonna get that. That's what you're gonna get because again, remember what is Cena's whole plan here?
To ruin wrestling.
Ruin wrestling for everybody. You're gonna get it, buddy. You're gonna get it. And by the way, did you see the tweet that DJ Memo sent us earlier?
What was it?
The John Cena matches according to ESPN projections.
Yeah, I saw that.
You want to go over that real quick? Terry,
Go for it. Go for it. What's up, Terry?
All right, so this is from ESPN and WrestleOps put this out. And again, believe half of what you see and nothing of what you hear. But I'm going to go through this. It's got John Cena defeats Randy Orton at Backlash in May. Jey Uso defeats John Cena to retain the World Heavyweight Championship at Money in the Bank in June. So, I mean, they must be trying to do a title versus title. Well, no. It wouldn't be a title versus title. I guess Cena's going to try to win both belts to take all the belts in the company, maybe. That's what we're thinking.
Yeah.
John Cena defeats CM Punk at Saturday night's main events in July.
What? Those are the ones in Tampa, too, right?
I don't know. Is that the one in Tampa? I think so. Maybe.
Remember that? They have like 4
Yeah,
shows.
yeah.
Damn, we got to remember, we got to go. Tampa.
I mean, those tickets are probably only $20,000 a piece, not 40, you know?
That's true, man. I saw those SummerSlam tickets. I was like, Jesus Christ.
And people sold out. Who the hell's buying this shit? John Cena and Travis Scott defeat Cody Rhodes and Bad Bunny at SummerSlam in August. Joe Hendry defeats John Cena via DQ at TNA Victory Road in September.
Well, before you continue, I like this list. But you saw what happened in TNA's pay-per-view this weekend where you had Trick Williams. But he didn't get a pop like I thought he was, bro. I was surprised.
No, because I don't think people thought that they were gonna
see Trick Williams.
Yeah, because if I'm not mistaken, he came through the crowd, not necessarily hit the music.
No.
Right?
Did he go through the crowd? I thought he went through through the main entrance, just ran in there and knocked them out.
Oh, I don't know. They didn't do the whole music thing though, so maybe that's where a lot of people. Yeah, but again, Trick is now doing the heel thing too, so.
Yeah,
it's funny to watch how his career has done Carmelo Hayes. Think about when they're in NXTs. At the end, if he had somebody beside him, this would be the Carmelo Trick again. They ran the same game plan with both of them.
Yeah, because Obafemi has been holding it down now, and a lot more fans are like Obafemi. I mean, Trick's momentum has gone down, but we diverted. Okay, go back to the question. All right,
to the John Cena defeats Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns at Crown Jewel in November.
Wow, that's like a 3-way?
Yeah, but man, that means Saudi's going to get a November and a January pay-per-view? Because Crown Jewel's usually in Saudi Arabia, right? If I'm not mistaken.
Remember, they do have one of those out there.
Yeah. And then finally, in December, which this is the part that baffles me. Cody Rhodes defeats John Cena to become the undisputed champion at Saturday Night Main Event. You're going to do a title change, a Saturday Night Main Event, unless that card is December 31st and John Cena leaves January 1st with the belt. The only way his ass is losing on a Saturday night's main event.
That means he never beat. That means CM Punk never gets to beat also John Cena.
No, but he got his match with John Cena, and he loses.
And Roman Reigns doesn't get to beat John Cena either.
No, Roman Reigns loses, and so does Seth.
How are you gonna have
beating John Cena will be Jey Uso, Joe Hendry, and Cody Rhodes.
Yeah, it's completely crazy. Like 3 guys that you would never expect them to beat John Cena. Actually, maybe Cody. But come on, Joe Henry. That the Joe Henry one is interesting.
And Memo, credit to you, Memo. No one cares about CM Punk.
Memo, we appreciate you sending us the tweet, but we don't appreciate your chat right there. That chat.
No, we appreciate you. I acknowledge you for that one, Memo.
No.
You know what? Also, forgot because we're not doing the spin the wheel today. No doubt had actually sent me one in.
EA Minutes, what's up? Are you?
Yeah, any minutes here.
Are we? Are we? I apologize, guys. I know why we're not doing spin the wheels because
Because Frankie
Frankie
Fresco
Fresco
did not do it.
did not help him. I had the list and I just
Help!
didn't send it to
You
you.
didn't do anything.
I'm gonna tell you. Okay, all right, Sean. Hold on. Now that
I'm
you're
kidding.
now that
No,
I'm
so
gonna
this
give
is
you.
this is what we're doing.
Okay.
This is the thing. Hold on, real quick, and then we'll go to you. He put proposal for the wheel this week.
I like it.
Braun Breaker on his way to the top of the line, teaming up with his team of Rollins and Heyman. Do you think the teaming up with Heyman and Rollins is going to elevate Braun Breaker to the top?
I feel that if we're going in and working in like a circle, right? Because they like to do this crap, it's gonna be the same thing as Jacob Fatu.
EA, send me a DM, Sean Media _11 on X. Send me a DM. I'll get on the next one.
We need to bring EA Minutes because
We do.
what EA Minutes just wrote on the chat board when he wrote CM Punk is the best in the world. Now he definitely deserves to
Oh
be on
no,
the
you
chat
know
board.
what? You might have just stealed your fate there.
But yeah, I do feel that eventually what's gonna happen, you could do that. You could just spin it the same way where Jacob Fatu got so elevated because of the bloodline that he superseded the rest of the rest of the members on the bloodline, and now he's there. He's the main guy. So I have no problem eventually Braun Breaker probably turning on Seth, but that's
Yeah.
way down the road. Way down the road.
That's when the elevation is complete. Once he does that, the elevation will be complete.
Yeah.
I agree with you 100%. EA Minutes apparently is in love with Puxatani Phil.
No.
Not sure why he loves Phil.
Gotta
I know it's CM Punk. I'm just kidding. Calm down.
It's all about Pepsi. Okay, I will say this before you continue reading the chat board, and I don't read any messages from Official Memo. He's on timeout for putting that CM Punk comment. These were the ones I was gonna send you. Okay, and we don't have to talk about them, but I said I was still gonna send you. Is TKO buying the wrestling organization, monopolizing the wrestling world? I was still gonna bring that one up from last week because I still feel if that's a good thing in the wrestling world when we compare to everybody, or if that's a bad thing. The other topic I was gonna write is Netflix series Unreal exposing too much wrestling, the blueprint. And shout out to Memo. Memo did give me an idea, and I really wanted to talk about that one because that Unreal show is coming up.
Go ahead. Let's finish your list and then let's talk about it. Go ahead.
And then the last one I was gonna send you was we never spoke about it. I know it's been a minute, but the Triple H Hall of Fame speech. And what we thought about that speech that he had. I was up until 4:00 in the morning watching that show, and then I know you, Sean, you are not like dedicated like myself, where I'm gonna listen to Triple H and listen and see what he's doing. Memo and me were up at 4:00 in the morning.
If they wanted me to watch it, they would have put it on at a better time.
You know what's funny is that I remember the show right before you that we did. You were like, I don't think I know who's gonna be up watching this. Probably Frankie and Memo because their schedules are way off because we're always DJing late, so we're always up really late. And right, and then when Undertaker's wife took like 10 years to give her freaking speech, that thing lasted until 4:00 in the morning. You know what ended up happening? I ended up not going to sleep. I ended up staying up all night, and then I had to DJ in the morning and then DJ at the evening. So I was dreading it. But that goes to show you how dedicated I was to watching the Hall of Fame and the WWE, the wrestling world, just for you guys. Just for you guys. Exactly. Thank you, sir. Round of applause. Please acknowledge me for being a dumbass and staying up until 4:00 in the morning and not sleeping just to see the Hall of Fame. But
there you go. You're acknowledged.
We can't even see it. Take that. Oh my god, get out of here. What a hater. You damn hater. But okay, so let's do this. Let's talk about the Netflix thing. Because I'm gonna give credit to Memo where it's due. What happened was Memo sends me this thing and he said, Frankie, what you think about the Unreal show? And I was like, look, man, I think there could be a good thing and there could be a bad thing. What Memo pointed out to me, which I feel is a very, very solid point, is that show is gonna give more feud to a lot of non-wrestling fans for them to hate on wrestling, because now The haters are always going to criticize wrestling, right? And now by showing that, they're going to get more ammunition to go ahead and see, this is why wrestling sucks, because it's all fake, it's all worked up, it's all planned out. So it hurts the wrestling community because it gives more ammunition to all those haters saying, hey, look, you guys complain and say, hey, wrestling is great and all that stuff, but look at this crap, bro. It's predicted. Why do you guys keep watching it if it's all freaking made up, man? It's all like it sucks. What do you think about that? Do you feel that's more ammunition for the haters?
No, this is what I think. If you don't like wrestling, it's going to do what you say. If you like wrestling, and again, this is the other part about it. WWE and Netflix are working together. It isn't like they're doing this shit live. It's going to be edited. It's going to probably explain more about, for instance, what the hell happened with the whole Cody Cena thing. Now you're going to be up each week going, okay, let's watch it because now I want to see how this played out or what happened. What was the thinking? I think it's going to be more that way to where like, and again, I don't know how far behind it's going to be. I would love it to be like, like if the show came out today, it would have covered last SmackDown to Raw. And now, boom, it's out on Wednesday. You know what I'm saying? Because you know what I guarantee they probably do? I guarantee this shit gets released Wednesday at 8 p.m.
Here's the thing. I think what I came up with that show was that it's kind of giving out a blueprint as to how WWE thinks when they're making these matches. And I think that could hurt WWE in the long run.
You can go back and watch all their shit they do. All the stuff when you watch, the stuff on the network now. It goes back and it talks about all the stuff when Shawn Michaels and The Undertaker talk about their feud and how it was backstage. And the Montreal Screwjob actually had, the Wrestling with Shadows was following Bret Hart when that whole thing happened. And it actually spiced up the wrestling part of it. Because again, everybody understands that wrestling is predetermined. If you don't, then you need to get your head checked out.
I got to go I have an appointment next week.
You have your appointment. Okay, good, man. Good. Because, and again, and for them to say, and also the other thing about this is, I think you'll see behind the scenes is the stuff you don't see or that you miss when you're watching a match where Bianca Belair broke 3 of her fingers in the match because Io Sky came down on her on the way that she came down. That's the stuff they can show. If you don't like wrestling, of course you're going to find something not to like about it. But I don't think it's going to hurt them because again, and I saw them say, everyone has Netflix and the haters are going to see it. Then you know what? I'll tell you exactly what they're going to be like. You know what? Somebody's going to take that clip and share it with their millions of followers talking bad about us, but that's getting out to eyes that have never even seen our product. And now they're going to come check us out because they're going to want to find out what exactly it is or come to make fun of us themselves. But you know what? In order to make fun of them, what do they have to do? They have to watch it.
Well, did you?
That's what it's all about. They don't care about anything else other than you watch it. That's all they care about. Are you watching it? Make fun of it. Don't like it. I can give 2 craps. I don't get paid on if you like it or you don't like it. I get paid on whether you watch it.
Here's my thing. Did you read that post? I think it was in a World Star where there was a wife of a fan saying that wrestling is ruining my marriage.
$20,000 or something on merchandise and belts and stuff.
Yeah, and he's like obsessed with wrestling and all that stuff. But I mean, who wouldn't spend $20,000 in wrestling belts? Those belts look amazing. Look at you. I know. Look at those belts behind you. Easily, you've invested about a good $50,000 on those belts, Sean. We all know that you run deep. We know that. We know those belts are not cheap.
Gifts.
Sean, don't lie to us.
Not GIFs, not GIFs.
Sean, those belts in the back, they keep mounting. I have none. That's how you know how much
you do mask.
Belts are expensive.
You do mask instead of Bitcoin. You do mask.
Yes, I do collect the mask. Even though the Grand Americano mask has not come in yet.
Yeah, well, I mean, how long did it take you to get the Penta?
The Penta mask took forever, bro. I was a little bit, you guys know how I was upset at WWE for taking 10 years to go ahead and
Well, boy, when you got that mask, you were so happy, weren't you?
I was so proud of I was
Oh.
like, I was so good. And you know what? I told you guys, I probably would not wear it. I don't know. Maybe I will wear it if I go to one of these shows. If I'm sitting like front row or something like that, I would definitely wear it. If I'm at
kids will walk by and be like, "Oh, you wear my mask? All right, cool. Front row seats for you for life."
well, the little kids are getting the Penta love. I wonder if Penta would go ahead and acknowledge me, but maybe Penta would probably look at me. He's like, "Look at this grown ass man wearing my mask. This guy's an idiot." But still, it is what it is.
Yeah, No Doubt says check out WWE Rivals. That's actually on A&E. They have a table discussion on some stuff, and they go back into it. I mean, it's you're at that part now to where the kayfabe part of it's over. I mean, there's not a whole lot. You try, and again, things sometimes work out to where for somehow things don't get told, and people show up, and you don't know they're going to be there, or so.
I'm interested in the show. I think
I'm very interested in it.
I'm gonna definitely tune in, obviously because I'm paying money for Netflix now.
Yeah,
and then
but I love those shows like that because, and then I know No Doubt said, like the NASCAR reality one. I love that one too because you get to see the business side on why some decisions are made, and I mean more toward the wrestling wise than NASCAR, but you'll get to see why maybe a certain person is getting a push or why, because again on the teaser they sent that out on purpose. So that everybody would be talking about, holy look what the WrestleMania card was going to be.
Well, look,
you think that wasn't vetted by WWE to be like, no, that's perfect, send it out.
And not only that, but they know, they read, they do their homework. They
Yes.
know that some of these shows have success. Hard Knocks. Look at how when your team is on Hard Knocks, we're all tuning in. I mean, there's people who do the podcast and just specifically did a video or like a recap of the Hard Knocks.
No, but that's what the reality of it sells because you start seeing why things happened. The reason that show works so well is because you get to follow up and be like, oh, dude got hurt last week. Let's see what happened. Oh, and you see it
the behind the scenes
pretty much right there. Yeah, that's the thing. It's like, oh wait, what happened to and for instance, here we go today. This happened today. And it's our girl, Dakota Kai.
Don't tell me she got hurt again.
No, she sends out a tweet saying, I miss wrestling, I miss you. And then she says, oh, and by the way, I'm not hurt.
I love it. So sexy.
So now she's off of TV. Why is she off TV? Here's why I think she's off TV. There's no damage control. Io Sky blew up by herself. What are you going to do now? The last time you saw Dakota Kai with Io Sky, they hugged in the back. That's all Dakota Kai became, was a cheerleader.
But that was a disservice done to Dakota Kai, man. But I mean,
But I'm saying, but now when you start seeing these shows, you're going to see what thought process goes into this.
I don't know if they're going to talk about those. I mean, remember AEW did the behind the scenes.
Yeah, but that became way too.
Whoa! What do you mean it became way too? It's the exact same thing. The only difference was that we weren't seeing Tony Khan putting his storylines because there's that.
When they first started, it was better. Then it got watered down and watered down and watered down and watered down.
Who's to say that this show might not happen the same thing? WWE might be it, because that's a good point that you just mentioned. It got watered down to the point where they didn't even do it anymore. And that could be the same thing that could happen with this show. Hopefully they, look, if you're selling something and you're trying to sell us the uncut stuff and the blueprint and what's going on, you got to keep us
following the wrestlers. They're following the creative team on how they're getting to the decisions.
Yes, but
that gives you a little bit more room and wiggle room because, again, you can have arguments in creative stage or whatever about, I think Cody should be the champion. Oh, I think CM Punk should be champion. Well, what about Roman Reigns? And then you got Triple H at the head table. Like, how are we going to get there? And then everybody spills out their whole way of everybody getting to it. And then you start thinking like, oh, okay. And then if you start seeing stuff play out on TV, and again, it also depends on how far back they go. That's why I want to wait and see on how long. Like, when it first comes out, are they going to show us WrestleMania? You know what I'm saying? Like,
But
for
you
that
have,
instance, then it doesn't do anything.
but you have
I'll
to
watch
include,
it, but it doesn't do anything.
you have to include the wrestlers, because how are you going to just go ahead and give us the behind the scenes storylines and not have those conversations with the wrestlers? They have to have the wrestlers in the show too. You're going to have to see Cody Rhodes maybe talking to production and telling them, okay, this is what we think. And remember what Seth Rollins said in one of the podcasts that he appeared, that he gives ideas as well, and he tells them, yo,
Yeah,
that's
no, you're going to get those. But what I'm saying, no, it's not going to follow Sammy Guevara at his house and then go out and watch him wrestle and then go back in and
That's true.
hug, Tay Mello and all this stuff. Like, that's where that one got watered down, was because it started becoming more of a couples show than an actual wrestling show.
Yeah, they again, it's AEW, so maybe AEW kind of saw the viewership go down, or maybe what they did, what they typically do, which is they stop caring and they just put it, okay, we got to throw another episode because we already promised the fans an episode, so here it is. So maybe that happens. I don't think WWE does the same thing. Hopefully they don't. Hopefully they're able to go ahead and give us, like Hard Knocks. Every single Hard Knocks episode needs to live up to expectation. And also the other thing you have to realize is, how long is this show gonna last? Like, I know there's a series, right? But how many seasons are they gonna have it? Is this just a one?
I mean, it depends, I think, on how it takes off. But I think also, look, man, here's this is all I'll say to WWE. You need to make it current. Like, I don't want to see shit that's already been recorded and we're gonna pick up at WrestleMania, your first episode, and then it's going to fill up where I got to remember 3 months of episodes to remember what that creative piece was. I would rather have it be, you record SmackDown, if there's a PLE and Raw. If you want to include NXT, I don't know, however you want to do it. But by Wednesday or Thursday, there should be a drop covering that last week, like Hard Knocks does.
I see what that's what I was thinking.
Then it makes it relevant. Other than that, yeah, I'm gonna watch it because I love wrestling, and I love that part of wrestling more than probably the stuff that happens between the ropes. I love the part of figure out, like, how the hell did they come up, or why did they think this was a good idea? That's the stuff that I love about wrestling. So for me, though, to me, if they want to make it mean something to everybody, it needs to be more Hard Knockish and follow the week prior so that you can see, okay. Because again, your casual wrestling fans aren't tuning in to watch, like, okay, the CM Punk. We're going all the way back to when CM Punk debuted 2 years ago. You know what I'm saying? Like, those things, like, no, not going to work.
And again, not only that, but the interest, right? Like what you said is a very good point. You can't give us like 3 or 4 months because people. That's the reason I think Hard Knocks works, because you're right. They're current with what is going on. But then how much is too much, right? How much is too much? Because if you start giving us too much information, then we're going to go behind the scene. We're going to realize and put 2 and 2 together. And some people are going to be like, yo, I already know what's going to happen. So the act of surprise, which is where I said.
No, but see, that's where I think
we'll get hurt.
The editing and stuff like that will again, because you're watching it after it happened. So if you're watching it after it happened, you're not being told and spoiled. Now, again, nerds like me and you that understand wrestling, maybe if we hear certain things being said to a wrestler or things like that, we'll pick up on and be like, oh, okay, I see where they're going. Yeah. But again, that's just something you got to deal with. I mean, that's wrestling. That's an episodic TV series. Just like if you went behind the scenes with Friends or whatever, and you did this, you're gonna, if you understand the show, you're probably gonna figure out some things and spoil it for yourself.
I mean, I will say this: if they're smart, I would like to see if they had the behind the scenes between Charlotte Flair and Tiffany Stratton.
They should do. If they're recording everything now, they should drop those as teasers.
I think
to say this is what the show's going to look like.
Because that would be
this is episode 1, but here's what we expect from the show, and drop it on like their YouTube or something to get everybody wired up to like, oh, okay, so that's what's going to be on Netflix. Okay, all right.
That's a good, that would be good. And then I think if they want like like hits, like if they want viewership to keep climbing, at least in every single episode, they should feature a portion of it to CM Punk. That's just me, though. That's just me. Are we ready to talk AEW?
I thought I was waiting for the punchline.
There is no punchline.
There's no punchline on that joke?
That's not a joke. That's why there is no punchline.
Oh, my goodness.
Remember, Collision went down because CM Punk is not there.
No, Collision went up this week, 707.
Did you see the numbers?
I did, 707, man.
Yeah, I'm a little bit.
They did good. Can I tell you a funny story?
Tell me.
So, Saturday night, we were watching I went to Applebee's.
Oh,
With the lovely wife.
Applebee's?
Yeah.
First and foremost, what are you doing in Applebee's? Applebee's sucks.
The wife loves the drink specials there. So.
Oh, okay. Well, the drinks are cool, but Applebee's.
We went after 9. We went after 9.
Well, okay, hold on.
So appetizers are half off.
Which Applebee's did you go to though?
The one on University Pines and whatever.
Oh, okay. So you were up in Broward,
whatever it is. Yeah, we go over to Broward.
Okay. Yeah. Don't ever go to the Applebee's in Hialeah.
No, I've been there, made that mistake. Yeah.
Okay, good. All right, go on. I made that mistake recently.
So they had the basketball games on when, a little bit before we got there. We got there like 8-ish, 8:30, somewhere around there. And the games were finishing up. And they were the lead-in to Collision. They had 10 TVs going with Collision. Nobody was watching one of them. They just didn't turn the TVs off. They were actually, the Collision and the tables around me started talking about WrestleMania. They're like, what is that? And they're like, oh, did you watch WrestleMania? Yeah. Oh, did you see this? I started laughing. I'm like, because today somebody asked about the 707 and was like, do you think that's because bars just left it on their TVs? And I thought about it, I was like,
good point.
And I get it. It's 10 TVs at Applebee's. I understand. But it was like, I wonder how many people really just said, screw it and left it on.
Now, here's the question. Here's the question everybody wants to know.
Yeah.
Were you watching one of those TVs while you were at Applebee's?
Oh, hell yeah. Of course. Of course.
Okay. That's what I like to hear.
Of course.
That's what I like to hear.
Yeah. It was a good episode. It wasn't terrible, but the problem is, here's my problem with Collision. It's recorded. I already know what's going to happen. So if it's not anything crazy, I'm just like, okay.
Look, I'm being honest. I'm guilty. I didn't get the chance to watch it this Saturday, man.
I normally don't watch Collision. I
record it. I usually record and watch it, but I didn't get a chance.
I record it, but usually I just delete it.
I have it. Yeah, sometimes I've done that too. The DV, I have it in my DVR right now. So I might maybe after the show I'll go. I mean, I was too intrigued. I was doing a lot of things, and plus I was watching the Florida Panthers. And
the Trapio's in. He Swerve's house.
Is he purchasing Swerve House? Because I heard
I guess man, you're a CM Punk and he's Swerve. So, did you see what Jeff Jarrett had to say?
No, tell me what Jeff Jarrett.
All right, he said. Says everyone leaves worse after feuding with MJF.
Wow.
He's toxic and selfish.
Damn, jabs. Shots fired on that one, huh? I don't think that's true, though. That's not true.
I don't know what happened there. And again, I thought that was going to go longer. I was happy they ended it when they did, but I thought it was going to go longer.
Look, man, you know that when Jeff Jarrett was getting this little pop, and he was talking about, "Hey, this is my last year, and I want to go ahead and become the AEW."
Yeah,
champion.
he got the opposite of John Cena. He's never on TV. Once he said, "I got a year left," they just said, "Okay, you go home."
That's so messed up. You're so right. They did the complete opposite. They did
JEFFJARRET.
My final tour, and I am not going to be featured in any shows.
Well, Cena's just doing 26 shows. He's 26 left, by the way. 26.
They could have given Jeff Jarrett Collision, or at least thrown him in Collision. But you're right; they don't even do that. I wonder what happened. I wonder what happened there, because that's not true. I will say the only one I could say, if he was taking shots at Mercedes Moné, then I could understand. 100%.
Yeah, I would say the ladies division. If you wrestle anybody in the ladies division for a title, you disappear. You go on a milk carton as soon as the match is done. You're on a milk carton, or you're in another terrible feud.
See you later.
I mean, for Megan Bain, this built they had her like this monster. She goes and she somehow loses to Toni Storm, and now she's feuding with Anna Jay.
I'm happy Anna Jay's back.
Nothing wrong with Anna Jay.
I'm happy with Anna Jay's back,
Yes,
but
I'm happy she's back too. But you go from being the monster that came in, tore everybody up. You were beating 3 opponents at one time. You lose to Toni Storm, and now you're feuding with Anna Jay. Make it make sense.
it's all over the place when it comes to that. And the whole thing with, I mean, look, I already told you this. I'm already a little bit upset when it comes to the MJF and the Hurt Syndicate because I already told you they're dragging that crap. And we spoke about this last week where they're dragging a lot of these storylines and they're getting boring. They need to turn it. They need to. Now, what happened this past Dynamite? I don't even remember what happened this
Stole
past
the
Dynamite.
car. Bobby Lashley stole his car.
The one that he like drove by and he threw the deuces or something.
Yeah, because MJF said he wanted to give him a card so he could give him a thumbs up, and he
I remember
gave
that.
him the deuces.
But see, that goes to show you how entertaining those AEW shows are. That you forget what is going on sometimes. Like I could still remember what happened on Friday on SmackDown. I could tell you what happened last week on Monday Raw. But those AEW Dynamites, they're kind of like a glare. Like okay, I remember that. But did anything else stand out? I don't even remember. I know Samoa Joe and Moxley. I think that made it official that they were going to fight. But that's pretty much it. But one thing I will say, which I was impressed, did you see they sold out their ticket sales for Mexico when they're gonna have the thing? So shout out to AEW. I don't know if they're having it in a big.
Well, it's in a big thing. I just don't know how much they've opened up yet. I'm waiting to see what sold out is.
I thought, well, yeah, I guess that is a good point because I didn't see the number.
But I mean, look, no matter what, dude, they sold their tickets they put out. They sold out. I think they can add to it now. So again, if that's what they want to do, that's what they need to do, man. They need to start just getting some interest going because they've got the talent and guys are interested in Swerve, Will Ospreay. There's good things there. It's just after a while, it's like, what is Will Ospreay involved in right now?
I don't remember.
I think he's doing the Owen Hart tournament, right?
He is.
Okay,
Yeah.
Swerve. What's Swerve doing? He comes out every once in a while and he just looks out in the crowd. He's not really. I know he wrestled this on Collision. He did wrestle.
I know he was trying to feud with Moxley and stuff.
Yeah,
too.
but then now Joe stepped in there again. Like
Yeah,
they have so many people
superseded him.
involved in the main event picture. It just gets unfocused, and I think that's where a lot of the jumping. Again, I said it last week. I just don't think they know. They might have like, okay, Moxley's champion, and we want to put the belt on Swerve. They just don't know how or when they're going to put the belt on Swerve. And it feels like they're doing it week to week. Like, okay, we did this, now we do this, and it just feels like, okay, we're just trying to get the all in. We need to get the all in, and then we'll have the big win. That's what I feel like they're doing.
Yeah, because this
It's not
week
a set plan. It's just kind of, I would love to have them do a show with their creative and figure out how everything's going on. Maybe it's not as, crazy as I believe it is, but to me, I picture like Tony Khan sitting there and saying, okay, Mox the champion. All in, we want to put the belt on Swerve. What do we do here? 3 months leading up to it, what are we doing? We could give Mox Joe. Okay, all right. Then what do we do with the other 2 op guys that we just put the trios titles on? Oh, wait a minute. The trios titles won't be defended until after Joe takes on the heavyweight title. And now we just put the titles on them. And oh my goodness, where's our heavyweight champion, by the way? Oh, it's in a briefcase over here. A briefcase? Does it have a dollar sign on it?
How long have they had that damn title in that briefcase, bro?
Since October.
Jesus Christ! Dude.
Well, in October it was in a sack. Now they upgraded it to a briefcase.
I mean, but remember, look how long it took Christian to cash in that contract.
Yeah,
it took him forever. And what you're saying is right. They just like to toss people in. Like I'm looking at their card for tomorrow. They got Timeless Tony Storm versus Miyu Yamashita. for the eliminator match, an AEW World Championship eliminator match. I don't know why they put that one together.
Well, that's what they do. If she beats Toni Storm, then she'll get a title shot.
Yes, but
their eliminator
but I
match.
thought that's what the Owen Hart tournament for the female side was working up to, because I
Yeah,
thought it was.
you got to wait till we get the winner of Jamie Hayter Mercedes Moné. Which, I wonder who that's going to be.
And then yeah, I'll be surprised if Jamie Hayter wins that one. And then you got Hangman Page versus Kyle Fletcher, and it's funny because they kind of threw in. Now that I'm remembering, MJF went in there and started talking to Hangman Page. So they were trying to like mess. I don't know where they were going with that, where like they were taking a little bit of feud of each other. But then here's the crazy one. Here's the main event one. An all-star 8-man tag.
Oh, they're back to the all-star 8-man tags, huh?
So you got the Young Bucks, which makes sense, right? With Okada, perfectly normal. And then they stuck Ricochet with him. Like, where does Ricochet come from? Did
who are they versing right now? Who are they versing?
Okay, here, check this out. This is the best part. You got Kenny Omega.
Okay.
Speedball Bailey.
Mm-hmm.
They got Briscoe. And I don't know the other guy's name.
I hate when they do this shit. Right?
What was his name? The new guy that was also fighting, who's supposed to be big. Man, god damn it, I forgot his name. Let me look at the AEW roster. He's he's kind of like a new he's kind of getting popular.
This is the 8-man all-star match, and this is like the Team AEW all over again. And then you've got Darby Allin, Mark Briscoe. Like, it's like, these are the guys. You've got all these guys that can represent.
Kevin Knight, that's his name. Kevin Knight. Random ass Kevin Knight coming in there. And I mean, I know they've been pushing Kevin Knight.
Well, I mean, Kevin Knight and Speedball have been feuding with Ricochet, kind of like, the whole thing there with slapping him and calling him bald. But an all-star 8-man tag is like, I guess, like you throw that all-star thing around pretty, seeing as 3 of them have only been with the company for a month. What about the other all-stars that aren't on the card? Where's Will Ospreay? I mean, Kenny Omega.
I mean, Kenny's in the group. He's in the 8-man tag. He's one of them. It's Kenny Omega, Kevin Knight, Speedball Bailey, and Mark Briscoe. So you got those.
It's going to be a tremendous match just because of the athletes involved. But again, where does it get you to, and why is the Young Bucks, like, it makes no sense with, I mean, the Ricochet part, I know they're kind of got the angle going with him, Speedball, and Kevin Knight, but Mark Briscoe is part of where? Like, I don't understand when Mark Briscoe, like, right now has just been kind of thrown. He's going to take the loss.
And here's the other thing. Why are you combining these two storylines? Like, you got the Young Bucks and Okada, and then you stick in Ricochet to combine that storyline with, Omega, Kevin Knight, Speedball. Why are you combining these stories? Like, how does that? You just stuck everybody.
They're trying to get to Okada Omega, I believe, at some point. But again, I think that's at All In. This is where it, to me, it's like one of those things. Like, okay, here's us dropping the seed this week, and then now you got to figure out, because they don't have a plan in between. They know when they want it to start and when they want it to end, but they can't figure out what the hell's going on in the middle. To me, to make it interesting. They throw it just like, oh, let's throw 8 guys together. And we know it's going to be a great match. And we know we're going to get some oh shit moments because those guys are going to fly all over the place. And Speedball's mullet is spectacular, no doubt. You're true.
Well, now hold on.
Ricochet represents Team Bald. I'm there. I'm good. I'm good with it. Slap me a couple times if you want. It's all good.
Hold on a second. No doubt. Speedball's mullet is not spectacular. Dom Mysterio was the original mullet, and now Speedball has taken over. Even though Speedball had it in TNA, it wasn't that good. So Dom Mysterio has elevated that mullet to the promised land. I mean, he is the Intercontinental Champion.
The greatest Intercontinental Champion.
Yes. He was the best, greatest North American NXT champion.
He had the belt. He became the greatest Intercontinental Champion ever.
I mean, I just felt it was disrespectful that he requested time off and they didn't allow it. So
yeah. I mean, especially with Liv not going to be there. I mean, he should be there supporting Liv on her movie career.
If it was an
No
AEW,
Doubt also said, give Ospreay the damn title already and get some people watching.
hell yeah, man. Like why is it so damn hard in your freaking head, Tony Khan, to not put the damn belt on Will Ospreay? But you know what? If they do that, Sean, they won't know what to do with it, because as soon as Will Ospreay has his run, they don't know how to create a storyline to like continue.
Well, they
like
won't have a
whoever
plan
takes over.
afterwards. It's kind of like what happened with Cody when he won the belt. It's like, okay, he's got it. Oh, I mean, there's more shows after? Here we go. This should be fun.
And did you see Bryan Danielson? Bryan Danielson was talking about it, saying that his neck is shot, so it looks like he's out. Like he's talking about not coming even back at all.
Yeah.
So it's like, and remember, he actually went on, I think on X or on a podcast, saying that supposedly his championship win at Wembley, I think it was at Wembley, was the greatest moment, even bigger than WrestleMania in his time. Which I believe he's full of shit. I'm being honest with you. He's only saying that because he's in AEW right now.
Yeah, he's in AEW and they're paying his checks, and I mean, again, maybe for him, but again, he came back from that neck injury and won it there. So maybe it could hold a little bit more, because at that one point, his career was done. So in order for him to win the title, that's a huge accomplishment. And then No Doubt also said, did you see Khan at the draft searching people to slap hands like he was the water boy? Yeah, it was. Did you see the one where Travis Hunter comes in and hugs his dad, and he's like, this is my son, Tony. He's like, you just look at shit like, hey, Tony, how you doing? I wanted to tweet that out and be like, Travis Hunter is all elite. When does Travis Hunter make the save? When's the next show at Daly's? Because Travis Hunter's going to come out and make the save, I guarantee you.
Hey, man, he could be a running back. A wide receiver, a cornerback, and now he could be a wrestler for AEW.
All elite, baby. Frankie Fresco, anything else you got? And chat, anything else you got?
Let's do the last thing we wanted to do, which is rank the order of us watching the TV show, right?
Yes. This is our personal shows, okay? So now we're doing this real quick. I'm not going to list them in order now, but so it's going to be Raw, NXT, Dynamite, SmackDown, and Collision. Those are your 5 shows. If you can, on the chat, if you're watching us on X, Twitch, whatever you're doing, those are the 5 shows. Rank them in the order, 1 being your favorite, down to 5 being your least favorite of how you watch shows currently.
Do you want me to give you all of them, or we go from like our least and make our way up?
Yeah, let's go with number 5, Frankie Fresco.
My number 5, I mean, I didn't even watch it this weekend, so I gotta put it in there. That is Collision. I do not watch it. It's videotaped. And at the same time, I did tell you guys, I do DVR it, but sometimes I just don't feel like the need to watch it.
Nope.
So I do delete it from time to time. I haven't watched it. It's still there, but I didn't even watch it this time. So if there's one of the most least shows that I watch out of those, it would be Collision.
Yeah, no, I'm right with you. Number 5 is Collision.
All right, what about you? What's your number? What's our number? What's your number 4?
Here's where this is. Look,
we start changing, right?
No, I don't know if we'll change, because I feel like we're on the same paths here on this, because my number 4 is AEW Dynamite.
Wow, shots
my
fired.
Number 4 is Dynamite right now, because again, this is my preference of watching. I like storytelling. And the only stories that you're telling right now are MJF and Hurt Syndicate, and then the damn Death Riders. It's been going on since October that I still can't figure out. I mean, the Toni Storm now, I love her to death, and I love everything else, but that's died down without Mariah May.
I will say this. For me, Dynamite has its moments, right? There is sometimes when I am very intrigued to watch. Like tomorrow's show, I don't care. I'll still watch it. That one, I still watch Dynamite. So I'm still watching Dynamite because, sorry, Tony Khan, but there isn't that much to watch on a Wednesday. So I'm watching Dynamite. So that's why I still don't have Dynamite as my number 4.
All right, your number 4.
And my number 4 would be NXT. Now, the reason I'm putting NXT is no disrespect to NXT, but NXT, and believe me, I was excited when I saw um, Ricky Starks make his way over to the NXT world. I think NXT has kind of pushed him a lot. I know that he's been doing a lot of things. I know he's the champion right now. He has the North
North
American
American.
Championship. But when I look at the male division in the NXT world, I still feel it's very weak. And that hurts that show in my eyes. I only watch NXT for the women. I mean, again, no disrespect to the guys, but I really do just watch NXT for the women. I want to see Julia. I want to see um, Sol Roca. I want to see Lola Vice. I want to see Stephanie Valquer. I want to see these women. I even like CC Dolan and the whole, like, I like all the women. The women. I wish they would just, and again, not to disrespect but Femi, Trick, Lexus King. I haven't seen the Dawn, obviously Tony D'Angelo, and whatchamacallit, the what's his name? God damn it. I even forgot his name. The one that was in AEW and made his way over. Not Lexus King.
Ethan
Uh
Page.
Not Ethan Page. No, the other one. There's the other one that went over. Because there's been like 5 guys that have made their way over to NXT from AEW, which is
What am I
Ricky
missing?
Stark.
Ricky
So
Starks,
we
Ethan
got
Page,
Ethan Page,
Lexus King.
Lexus King. This guy, he used to be in WWE and then he went to AEW and then he came back. What the hell is it? He had beaten Tony D'Angelo. Um Damn it. Guys in the chat, no doubt. Let me know if you can remember him. What is his goddamn name? God damn it. Um do I have the roster on my? I forgot the name of the guy. Shit. Anyways, he I had it in my top of my head, and now I'm having a brain fart. What the hell is that guy's name? Um. Anyways, long story short, he had a little run, and now he's been gone from NXT too.
Oh, Sean Spears.
Sean Spears. There you go, Sean Spears. So that's why I keep telling you. I feel like sometimes the male,
But he's come back with his new faction. Sean Spears has.
he hasn't been featured in, he wasn't in the last I don't think he was in the last NXT show. But it's like you don't get the I don't get the same pop from the guys as I get from the girls, and that's why I still have NXT below as my 4th one. Just because of that. I think if NXT focused and just women, or maybe this whole TNA AAA thing might, give them some male wrestlers out there to kind of promote or at least push, maybe I'll be a little bit more intrigued. But right now, in my eyes, NXT number 4.
All right, you're number 3.
I cannot
Wilfred
believe
is in with his Raw, SmackDown, NXT Collision.
Wilfred, you're lying to
Dynamite.
us, man. Like I get you with your
I
first
love
one,
Wilfred. Wilfred,
but
100%, man.
but your number 2, get the hell out of here, bro. That is
Hey,
ridiculous.
he's one of those people that watch it every week continuously.
All right, my
That's your
number
fault, Wilfred. You can like what you like.
obviously my number 3 is Dynamite. I they don't supersede the obviously the remaining 2 episodes that we have, which is Raw and SmackDown. But Dynamite is consistent. I mean, it's a hit or miss. Sometimes it's really good, sometimes it's really shitty. But I still tune in. I still want to see MJF. I still want to see the Her Syndicate. I love Will Ospreay, and the wrestling in ring is amazing sometimes. I mean, you get pay-per-view fights sometimes for free on Dynamite. So that's why I got it as my number 3.
All right, my number 3 is, and again, I will preface it by saying my preferences. Number 3 is SmackDown. Since it went to 3 hours, it just drags to me. It drags. Now this last one, again, it picks up steam when it comes around WrestleMania time. You've got Cena and Orton, and you can, push 45 minutes worth of promos and make it interesting there. But for the most part, to me, SmackDown drags, and I cannot wait till they go back to 2 hours. So for that alone, SmackDown is number 3 for 3 hours.
For me, my number 2 is SmackDown. And the reason I have SmackDown my number 2 is because, and I might as well tell you my number 1. That way it could go correlate with the other one. Obviously, my number 1 is Raw. Is because Raw is on Netflix, and I get to watch Raw whenever the hell I want. If I want to go back and watch it later tonight, I could. If I want to go ahead and watch it later, later in the day, or like, and what they did today when I saw it was that they cut the commercials, which is great. Even though I'm cheap, I'm a cheap ass. I pay the Netflix with the commercials, but I mean that's the only thing that I don't like about Netflix is the commercials sometimes. But whatever, it's like when they were on TV. But I think that's the biggest sell for me is the fact that it's on Netflix. I feel like even though this past Raw wasn't like the best, but I like it because if it's on Netflix, the flexibility to be able to watch it at any time that you want, and also I like a lot the wrestlers that are on there. My favorite wrestler right now, which has been for a while, Penta. I'm a big Penta fan, so I want to see Penta. I like El Grande Americano. I like Seth Rollins. I like CM Punk. I like Roman Reigns. When you bring all those and you put them all in one show, it's elevated way more than SmackDown. Even though if I gotta compare this past Friday and Monday, I will have to say that SmackDown was a lot better, but only because it felt like it was like really, really they blew it up better this time around. With the Jake Cargill, Tiffany Stratton, and the John Cena, Randy Orton promo. Like that's the main reason why I like it. Plus, sorry, man. I'm a big Pat McAfee fan. I like Pat McAfee on the broadcast on Monday Night Raw. So I like Monday night. That's why I have Monday night as my number 1 and SmackDown my number 2.
All right, I got NXT as my number 2 just because I like the storytelling within NXT, and also I like the fact the TNA partnership. You never know who might show up. I like those little surprises. And again, you talk about consistency. To me, SmackDown was not consistent until it needs to be. And that's where I think the SmackDown, to me, every Tuesday or Wednesday morning, depending on, how the show goes and things like that, I'll rewatch NXT just to see, what I miss and follow the storylines, and that's one of the things I like about that. And then Raw is my number 1 for the same reasons. I feel like consistently, episodic TV, they have got the blueprint for how it goes. Now, again, some shows are hit and miss, but usually they are telling the story and not just putting something on there to the where you're just like, oh, okay, well, I got to see that person. They're on there in a spot that means something, or it's going to build to something. You know what I'm saying? So that's to me where Raw goes number 1. Wilford said Mania was garbage. All In will be better. And again, man, I never have a problem with the AEW pay-per-views. They always deliver on pay-per-view. I never have a problem with their pay-per-views. My problem is always usually how they get there.
Well, hold on a second, because you were not too satisfied with the last pay-per-view. You said that it was like a blown up Dynamite.
Yeah. No, the last one was, but that was the first one they missed on. That's the first one. To me, they missed on it. And again, it just was, some of the matches just didn't feel pay-per-view-ish. And again, and maybe that's because AEW goes and spoils you with usually their stuff, and this one wasn't that, The matches were good. Performances were great. But it didn't feel like an AEW pay-per-view. But also, they were coming off of 3 weeks earlier? Everybody was on the DL for like 2 weeks because of all the stuff that happened at the last pay-per-view, So it's, you just can't do those back-to-back pay-per-views like that and think it was going to be a home run like they normally hit on pay-per-view.
Question, man. What do you think about Wilfred's list? He has Raw number 5, SmackDown number 4, NXT number 3, Collision, I don't know why, number 2, and Dynamite number 1.
I'll go back to his first comment he makes every time he comes on the board. AEW, 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 AEW. I'm sure Wilfred is tired of the machine that is WWE. He sees AEW as the alternative. And again, wrestling-wise, if you like the wrestling, just the wrestling in the ropes, AEW is probably for you.
But check this out. He has NXT as their number 3, so he actually likes NXT more than
SmackDown. But NXT, if you had to look at those shows, which one is more AEW-ish than the others. NXT.
NXT, yeah.
Exactly.
Yes, Wilford, we did see that Mexico sold out. Yeah.
Now, Wilford, I'm not trying to throw, but do we know? Because I understood they didn't open up the whole stadium at the beginning. How much have they sold out so far, and or have they? Did they open it up and it sold out again? That was my only question on what the sellout is.
Yeah, because I mean, I thought it was pretty cool that they sold out, but
That's perfect. I love it.
I don't think they, and it's not even like a pay-per-view. It's like one of those whatchamacallit? Like one of those Grand Slam ones.
Slams, I think.
Yeah, one of the Grand Slam ones. Try to see if I could find something on it. Wilford says 16,000, I believe. That's what Wilford is saying.
No, that's perfect. If it was 6,000, 8,000, whatever it's going to be. I mean, however they open it up, I don't know how the seats sit. There, that's awesome, man. I'm glad. I'm proud.
16,000.
And they did that without even putting anything on the card. I mean, they got some of the CMLL wrestlers going to be there. I'm looking at a shot right now. It's Will Ospreay. It's Hologram, Kenny Omega. Is that Drew Listico?
Drew Listico.
I think that's Drew Listico and
Hologram.
some of the other guys there. Hologram's on there, so
you're getting a special treat if you got Hologram there, bro.
Yeah,
big fan of Hologram.
That's good stuff, man. I'm happy for him.
Yeah, they have their moments. You know, it's not bad.
No, I think they need to run more outside. They seem to do better when they do run outside internationally.
That is true. I wonder how many have they posted how many tickets they've sold for All In Texas? I know they were doing pretty decent. They weren't doing bad. I could tell you this. Those tickets are definitely going to be cheaper than the SummerSlam.
Oh, that's the other thing, too, now. They're touting. And this was one I'm glad you brought that up. Because I wanted to ask you. Because now they're, again, you have purchased tickets for AEW.
Yes, sir.
Okay, I know you have. How do you feel about the ones with now they're advertising low ticket prices starting at $20?
For AEW?
Yeah.
Okay, so check this out. I just went on Ticketmaster, right? I went to AEW Presents All In Texas because I forgot that All In Texas is right around the corner. It's in July. And Backlash is like, what? In 2 weeks, I think. If I want to say all the way, the cheapest ticket right now, cheapest ticket I see here, and this is on Ticketmaster, is $31. So I'm in the 300 section, row 11, and I'm paying $31.
Yep.
To go see All In Texas, which is supposedly like their WrestleMania, right? Look.
So right now, this is on, this was actually last month, so it might be more. They had sold 12,000 of the 18,000.
And check this out. If I want floor seats, right, for AEW All In Texas, right, and I'm just looking at what they got over here. This is section, I'll tell you right now, this is section F, row 10. This is actually on the floor, C12. So I'm literally in the floor, and I'm just, in the middle watching this. I'm close up. It's only $681 compared to the $40,000 freaking dollars that WWE is asking.
Oh, that was a special package that they put together.
All right, so here's the package for AEW. Good, nice that you mentioned that. AEW Champion VIP package. And I'll read you what it says. It says the Champion VIP seat includes floor seats either from row 6 to 10, a take-home commemorative chair, exclusive premium merchandise, dedicated entrance, exclusive private access to the American Lounge with pre-show appearances by AEW stars, a pre-show photo with AEW championship belts inside the club, crowd-free shopping, and VIP concierge representative. In addition, you will receive a complimentary seat to Friday, July 11th, Ring of Honor at the Esports Stadium. I didn't even know that was even included in the package. Guess how much that package costs?
Go ahead.
The ticket for that package is going for $1,737. And now they have different packages. They have all elite, all in VIP package. They got all AEW championship package. They got AEW challenger package. So they got a couple of packages out there. I don't know the prices of the other packages, but if you're comparing one and the other, if you're a wrestling fan, right, and you want to go to a wrestling event, but you don't want to spend an arm and a leg, you got to go to the AEW shows because the AEW shows are way more affordable than when you go to the SummerSlam. I was looking at SummerSlam tickets. SummerSlam packages were going for $20,000, $40,000. Like, how are you gonna? You could buy a car.
Yeah, but they were sold out of those packages already. That's the crazy thing about it.
That is insane, dude. How much is the most expensive one for AEW? Let's see.
Who sent us the tweet on that?
I don't remember.
About the
There's nothing in the front row. But the closest one I see here, and I'm on Ticketmaster, the closest one that I see here, I'll give you the. This is not a premium ticket either. You're sitting in section C, which is like the ring is here, and then you're like on the side, like in an angle. That's row 3, seat number 1, and that ticket is $779.25. Obviously, you got to add fees to it, so it might jump up a little bit, but. Dude, that's a lot more cheaper than $40,000 in freaking SummerSlam, bro. And I want to go to SummerSlam, but that's the reason why I go to AEW shows, because AEW shows are cheaper, and you're still gonna get really good quality wrestling. In my eyes, I enjoyed it. It just sucks that AEW doesn't find a way to sell better. Doesn't find a way to sell better their storylines, because I think if they did, I think their ticket sales would be more expensive, obviously. But if you want to go to a wrestling show and you got to pick between AEW and WWE, and you're not balling, I'm not a baller. I don't have that money. I'm not like Sean, who has like 5 titles back there. Those are expensive titles. I will go with AEW, and that's why you see Frankie Frasco going to AEW.
All right, so here's the 40,000 Elite Plus package.
Talk to me.
Front row, floor, center, TV side.
Give it to me.
For WWE 2025.
Jesus.
And they said that they were told the prices were around $40,000 per ticket.
Jesus.
And confirmed they are sold out of this very limited quantity. The inside premium front row seating, in-ring photo op at SummerSlam, private transportation to and from events, elite welcome event, private section at all-inclusive pre-show hospitality with superstar appearances by Kevin Nash and more, post-show press conference access and desk photo op, ticket to both night of SummerSlam, tickets to SmackDown WWE as well on 8/1 and 8/4.
Oh, so you get 2 shows.
You end up getting 3. You get the whole weekend, basically.
Yeah, AEW only gives you a Ring of Honor, but who wants to go to Ring of Honor?
Yeah. And that's centered row. The non-centered one is at 32.5, and it's the same stuff.
You're telling me you're paying $40,000 and they don't even give you a championship belt? Get out of here, bro.
Well, they didn't say what they give you. You got the hospitality. You get to go to the hospitality stuff. Dude, I would never even pay this. Like, it hurt me reading that.
freaking no doubt. Yo, Frankie had $40K in equity in his card. Nice. Yeah, I wish. I will tell you this. The only way I would make, dude, there's no way I'm gonna spend $40K to go to freaking SummerSlam. I want to go to SummerSlam. I would love to see SummerSlam.
Yeah, but again, also remember these are elite exclusive front row seats we're talking about. Not every seat in the building is $40,000. But again, what I said before was the way they're doing it is value is what somebody's going to pay for it. So they're still it's August is SummerSlam. So we're 3 months.
And the 3rd.
So we're almost 3 months out. 3 months out. Right now, you put them out there, whatever sells, whatever doesn't, they'll do like they did WrestleMania. They cut the price down right before the event, and people walked up and
Wait,
filled
hold
it
on.
up.
Maybe what we could do, Sean, is you could probably put like how on Big O he has, hey, send us to Spain for the Dolphins. You could probably put send me and Frankie to SummerSlam, and the chat board help us out. That way we could
We'll
I don't.
put $80,000 up there. Actually, we need more because we got to fly there.
And the worst thing about it is
And
that
hotel.
it's a
Unless they'll-
MetLife.
I wonder if they'll let us sleep in MetLife. Could we like just sleep on one of the?
It's gonna be. It's so like if you. I mean, you got to stay in Jersey. You can't say. I mean, MetLife is in New Jersey, but
Yeah.
you can't stay in New York, bro. It's gonna be an arm and a leg in New York. So
Oh yeah, no.
you
I
gotta stay in Jersey
The only way I can stay in New York City if I'm sleeping on a park bench.
or the subway.
Oh yeah, Subway too. Yeah.
I know the guy with the green shirt paid that for. Yeah, that guy's been trending like he's everywhere. I don't.
Well, no, but he's got. I heard. Did you see the meme? Supposedly, that's the guy that CM Punk punched back when he was first with WWE.
Really?
Remember the fan that he punches?
Yeah.
Everybody's saying that's who the green shirt guy is, and this is part of all the deals that he's getting. Because
No
when,
way.
when the ATV accident happened, somebody was like, "Oh, here goes this is green shirt guy all over again."
Maybe it's the green shirt lady now. Green shirt.
Remember, the green shirt guy came out with Wade Barrett at WrestleMania. When they announced Wade Barrett during the pre-show, they had the green shirt guy up there, and he walked out to the ring and sat in the timekeeper's area.
And you know what? If that's the case, that green shirt guy is clever because he's wearing that green shirt everywhere. So everybody remembers him because of that green shirt. That makes perfect sense. I will tell you this: that lady who got hit by Stone Cold, I mean, she's gonna bank. We know that, especially when we saw Nick Khan approach her. So
Yeah, but did you see the other one? Somebody recording behind her when she gets hit and she sits there and then she just drops. Like,
oh, there was somebody. There's a video of her
there's a
sitting
video
behind her.
of like, I think it's actually her holding it. Like she's sitting there and like it's odd because you don't see any feet or anything getting hit. It's very
I gotta watch that. You gotta send me that. I didn't see that. I haven't seen that one. You gotta send me that one. That one would be pretty cool. That behind the scenes. As a matter of fact, they should.
Well, you heard what happened when he's coming out for the
Oh yeah, when he's going through the wrong area.
That should have been like, all right, hold on a minute.
Yeah, I saw that. But he wasn't drunk, was he?
No.
I don't remember. I don't think he was.
Hold on a minute. Let me see if I can get this.
Oh, you're gonna show it to the fans? I like it.
Well, no, this is the green shirt guy.
Oh, okay. The green shirt guy.
Yeah, hold on.
You know what I'm gonna do next time for the show? I'm gonna wear a green shirt. How about that? Spoil it for you guys. Spoiler. Green shirt Frankie right now. Maybe we'll get some views and be like, yo, I'm the green shirt guy too. While Sean finds what he's looking for. You guys can catch me on all social media platforms, Frankie Fresco. I am on Twitch, on X, on Facebook, on what is the other stuff? All the social media platforms. And then, of course, you got my YouTube channel, Frankie Fresco. Don't forget to go ahead, hit that like, hit the subscribe on both my channel and, of course, Stanley Media House channel. Still working on trying to bring Let Me Talk to You. I haven't forgotten about it, guys. It's just been very, very busy. And then I want to give a big shout out again to all the Twitch family that went out and supported Bounce. Shout out to Bounce. Shout out to Memo. Shout out to my boys, Mike Carbonell, Intake, all those guys, cool DJs that I always have a great time hanging with. Those guys it was a hell of a fun this past weekend, just going ahead and working with them and just, chopping it up when it comes to the DJ world. And shout out to the Miami Sharks. We won this past Sunday, late night. We were there. We were supporting my boy, DJ Immortal. So shout out to everybody out there. And of course, my biggest shout out is you guys, the people who tune in to the Squared Circle Digest every Tuesday night to watch Sean Stanley and the biggest draw in wrestling, Frankie Fresco. Look at Sean. He's so intense. Like, if you guys can't clip a photo of that and then post it on social media, because he looks like he's pissed as hell.
Can't figure out how to get the damn screen on here. Oh, damn it. I don't remember now. Right here. Jesus Christ.
It says, no doubt said, I called my wife Karen at the store the other day. That went over well with the crowd. She wasn't so happy. And then Memo writes, green shirt and the Ray Phoenix mask you bought. That's a good point. Maybe I could pull that off. But I didn't buy the Ray Phoenix mask. Is the Ray Phoenix mask on sale already? If it is, I have to purchase it. Okay, Sean, I see it. I see it for a split second. He's still trying to figure out production. Please help him out, production.
Where do you see it at?
On the bottom.
Oh, okay. So now I just boom.
Yeah, there you
Oh,
go.
no, cancel, dummy. But where is it in the scene?
No, it's not in the scene. I don't see it on the scene. I see it on the bottom, though. You have all the masks? What are you talking about? No, I do not have all the masks. I only have 2 Penta masks. And then I'm waiting for a Grande Americano mask. When I get the Grande Americano mask, I'll be wearing it. Just like I wore the Penta mask that day. That's just how I mean, what's wrong with wearing, what's wrong with collecting masks? I think, look, you can actually see it. Hold on, there's right there. That's the original Penta mask. And then the WWE Penta mask, you know? So, authentic, baby, authentic.
All right, I think this is going to be it here. Here we go. I don't know if they're going to be able to hear us, though, but we're still on there.
Show it.
Let me know if you guys can hear us as we talk. Here we go. Here we go. Now, this is Green Shirt Guy, the lore of Green Shirt Guy, supposedly.
Uh-oh.
People all over the world are talking about, where professional wrestler CM Punk runs into the crowd. First, he backhands a fan, then smacks him in the jaw. That fan is Charles Schmidt. I tracked him down outside security after the show.
Next thing you know, he comes at me, pops me, and my glasses go flying, and I go down to the ground.
Watch closely now. You can see some fans heckling the superstar. Then you see Schmidt right behind him.
Did you touch him at all?
No, not at all.
Did you see somebody touch him?
I didn't see anybody touch him, but there were a bunch of people.
The video shows what appears to be Schmidt touching the back of Punk's head. But take a closer look. The hand of another person actually touches the wrestler's head just before the blows. Here are some pictures. You can't really see any bruises, but Schmidt claims the confrontation broke his glasses.
I did feel the tape go across the face.
The Sacramento County Sheriff's Department took a report, but says there won't be an investigation because the fan didn't want to press any charges and didn't appear to be injured. WWE did release a statement saying WWE regrets that proper security measures were not in place, and CM Punk apologizes for reacting in the heat of the moment. Schmidt says he is a little upset with Punk, but really, he's just shocked. This is the moment people...
Wow.
There you go. There's actually another one. I thought that was the one where they actually show the green guy on with Wade Barrett. That's how I knew he was there.
You know what? That guy's an asshole, bro. CM Punk, he did bump into CM Punk's back.
He did. He hit him in the head.
I don't think it was the another person. It was that guy.
No, he hit him, but another person tapped CM Punk when he turned around and hit him. The other person was the second person. He was okay with the first hit, which was actually that guy. It was the second one when you see a guy reach up and grab his shoulder, which wasn't him, but then the guy got punched, which he rightfully should have because he punched the guy in the head.
I mean, if somebody grabs you like that, wouldn't you go ahead and get upset too?
Yeah, well, like No Doubt said, I would take a punch for a WrestleMania experience. It's not just a WrestleMania experience. He's had like front row in every pay-per-view.
Dude, that would be badass.
Oh my God.
We have WrestleMania experience, SummerSlam, like, and think about it. Like, imagine they do more of these double shows. And they're like, yeah, here it is, you know? Here's more WrestleMania tickets. Here's SummerSlam tickets. Can't wait to see him at SummerSlam. Green Shirt Guy, if you are watching the show or could hear us, hook us up, bro. Me and Sean want to go.
We'll bring you on, man.
We'll bring you on.
We'll pitch a tent in MetLife Stadium's parking lot. So I know Frankie already gave his. Go ahead, Frankie. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, I was gonna say I would invite him to like a Chick-fil-A or something.
On a Sunday.
No, that's fast. Come on, Sean. The Mickey D's on a Sunday, but Chick-fil-A on a Saturday because that would be messed up.
You just want to get back at him for him hurting CM Punk's.
I will say this. I don't know if you're down, Sean, but I do have my friend Franco. He went to WrestleMania. I don't know if you want. If I could bring him. We could bring him on as a guest if you like, and he could give us the breakdown of his experience because he went. He fully was there. So if you want,
did he do any of the other experiences throughout the weekend too, or was he just WrestleMania and chill?
He did. He went to the cool thing about WrestleMania is from what I saw from his stories and what he was telling me was that there was a whole bunch of different wrestling shows out there.
Oh, so yeah, GCW's there the whole week.
He was at the GCW event, so it was pretty cool. But I could bring him if we bring him on. He could kind of give us a quick breakdown of his experience.
Definitely, if you'd like to, bring him on. Have a chat with him. You can catch me at Stanley Media _11, Stanley Media House everywhere else on Facebook. The page to go and like is and follow Stanley Media House Network, and then also Stanley Media House Network on YouTube. Please subscribe and check out the content. Frankie Fresco, anything else? No doubt. Thank you. Memo, thank you.
Sorry, I was drinking water.
Terry, thank you. Wilfred Joseph, AEW, of course. Cleared School Mated. We thank you for joining us. Cap for Life, welcome back, my friend.
Yeah, Cap.
The Trappio was in.
He was at Swerve's house. That's why he went in and went out.
Yeah, he went in and went out. Probably went up in flames. Let's see here. What else we got? EA Minutes was in with us. Terry was in with us.
We got to bring EA Minutes.
Yeah, we got to bring EA Minutes on too. What else? Wilfred Joseph, he joined us earlier too.
Anybody else? Trying to look.
I'm trying to see. Bounce, appreciate you joining us. We did acknowledge you. Memo, we acknowledge you as well. And my papa. So thank everybody that was on with us today. Somebody just snuck in a comment.
Best for last, your dad.
Frankie didn't say anything. Green shirt is Colombian. Oh, boy.
What is he talking about?
Frankie? And with that being said, are you saying he got into the event through the air conditioner? In the words of the great Gordon Soley, so long from the Sunshine State.
Such an ass. You.